You might think a certain song is jazzy. Yeah, that one. But is it the notes or the rhythm or the vibe, or maybe the way it makes you want to move those feet? Those are all good guesses, but there's something else. Something that ties it all together, a secret ingredient. What if I told you jazz wouldn't exist without this one unlikely instrument? Let's uncover the real sound of jazz. Hey there, welcome to my channel. Here, everything we do is about making music better. So let's get started. To understand what makes jazz sound like jazz, first we need to figure out what jazz is. Don't worry, I got you. No school trip to New Orleans is complete without a stop at Preservation Hall. And here they nail it. Jazz is America's classical music, born in the melting pot of New Orleans and made by people from all walks of life. It's a collaborative art form passed down by musical heroes to side street urchins, all with their own style. The story goes that Buddy Bolden, one of the earliest jazz pioneers, led a parade down the streets of New Orleans. In the hot summer sun, his brass band was so loud and lively that onlookers thought the whole city was being attacked. Then they heard Sidney Bechet's clarinet cutting through the air, and that's when people knew it was Buddy and his band having a good old time. The first jazz recordings were made in 1917 by the original Dixieland Jazz Band. Their rendition of Livery Stable Blues showcased the key elements that would come to define jazz for decades to come. Improvisation, syncopation, and collective improvisation. In other words, everyone playing together at the same time. And who could forget the driving force behind it all, the beat? Jazz is all about feeling the beat. And with that said, let's talk about the drums. It's time to meet the instruments that make jazz sound like jazz. We'll play a short clip of each one, then you can download a backing track with just that instrument. All by itself, it won't sound like jazz yet. But once you start adding notes, swinging rhythms and improvising, well, you'll be cooking up some jazz tunes in no time. Okay, let's get into it. The saxophone is known for its soulful sound and expressive range. Listen closely to each one. Alto, tenor, baritone, and soprano. Each has its own unique voice. The trumpet blares its notes with unmatched power and precision. From muted plunger stops to fiery high notes, it's an unmistakable sound. Next is the piano, an essential part of any jazz combo. From stride to boogie-woogie, the piano lays down the chords and the groove. The double bass, also called the upright bass, provides the low-end foundation with its rich, warm sound. It's the heartbeat of the rhythm section. And of course, we can't forget the brushes, the ride cymbal, and the occasional splash of the snare drum. Altogether, these four instruments, sax, trumpet, piano, bass, and drums, laid the foundation for countless jazz styles from New Orleans jazz and swing to bebop and beyond. But that's not all. A true jazz band often includes a trombone, a valve trombone, or even a guitar. As jazz evolved, new instruments found their place in the genre. Now it's time to take things up a notch. Some jazz ensembles feature instruments like the clarinet, vibraphone, electric bass, flute, piccolo, and more. From traditional to modern jazz, there's a wide range of instruments that add their unique flavor to the music. And now let's look at a modern jazz band. Today, jazz musicians push the boundaries by incorporating elements of funk, fusion, electronic jazz, and more. The instrumentation can vary widely, but you'll often find a saxophone, trumpet, piano, and drums laying the groundwork, while other instruments like the guitar and bass add their own flavors to the mix. So there you have it. Now you know the sounds that made jazz a revolution. But can you hear them all in one solo? Let's try.